Hi guys, this is the PECs, Picture Exchange Communication System parent training. I just wanted to go through a couple of the basics of it. So we'll get started. So what is PECs? PECs approach is a modified applied behavior analyst program designed for early nonverbal symbolic communication training. It teaches the beginning foundations of what communication is. Initiation with communication partner is key. So really, we're really focusing on that initiation piece. A lot of kids, even if they do have some verbalizations and stuff like that, they're not understanding that we're supposed to communicate with a communication partner, not necessarily just communicating in the air or whatnot. This really trains them on how important a communication partner is. Training techniques include strategies such as chaining, prompting, cueing, and modeling. All right. This area it's creating opportunities. I know in the classroom setting, we talk a lot about sabotage, and we've told you guys to sabotage. This is the same, and this kind of goes along the same line. We want to create that desire to communicate. So we would pause during a favorite activity. We would put items in sight, but out of reach. So, doing that sabotage. Withholding parts of multi-component items. So if they were putting a puzzle together, we would hold pieces of the puzzle with us. They would have to request them. This is all about requesting at first. Requesting for something that they desire. Requesting for a highly preferred thing. Okay. There are many phases to PECs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they flow very nicely, and we will talk about those. All right. The first phase of PECs is we're really focusing on giving, it's like a ticket to get something. So students learn to exchange a single picture for items or activities they really want. A lot of times this is like a favorite toy, an M&M or something like that. We'll watch this video. This is a child in my class a couple of years ago.
Bubbles.
As you can see, I have the bubbles. She's handing me a ticket.
Bubbles.
Okay, so in that, I'll actually go back to that a second. In that phase, you can see that the child is handing me, she really likes bubbles. So she really wants me to blow those bubbles again. And she has learned pretty fast that if she gives me this ticket, I'm gonna perform for her. So she's communicating with me, and that's that whole initiation piece, and I'm going to give her something that she wants. So that is a huge part, that's phase 1, that's a huge part of it. Phase 2 is distance and persistence. So this is where we want them to travel. We want them to come to us. We want them to let us know what they want. Still using single pictures, students learn to generalize a new skill by using it in different places. So we do this on the playground, we do it in the centers, we do it in all different places. And this really teaches them to be persistent, to really search for that communication partner. And sometimes they're not so happy about it. You can see the child really wants the item, and he didn't bring me the picture at first, but he went back and he's like, wait a minute. Oh, there's that ticket. She's gonna give you one. Yeah, see, there we go. So now he's got that ticket, and now he's gonna get what he wants. And as you can see here, I didn't say good job, I didn't say anything, I simply just said car. So I'm pairing that visual of the car with the word too. So that representation, that constant, the visual with the actual verbalization of car, and he got it, and he handed me, but he had to be persistent. He had to, I was not going to do anything until he handed me that picture. All right. Phase three. Phase three really involves picture discrimination. This is when we add more pictures. We add throughout the our curriculum we practice on matching. We practicing on scanning. So building up to phase three is already happening in the classroom because we are when we say, oh, have them match pictures, because we're trying to teach them what discrimination, understand that discrimination. So students learn to select from two or more pictures and ask for their favorite things. These are usually placed on a communication book or something. Some people put them up in their on their fridge, or they'll make in the hallway, they'll make a board with the pictures on them. So for easy story. So we'll watch him. He's going to choose a favorite song he wants to hear. Oh, hold on, let's go back. Let's play this. Cookie Jar song. Get it. Get it. Get it. So right there you saw that he picked out of a field of 6, he wanted the cookie jar dog. To confirm that that's what he actually wanted, I said, get it. So I had still the items for each song because we use a bunch of fun things for each song. So I said, get it, to make sure he understood what his picture representation stood for. And that is phase 3. Phase 4 is we're doing sentence structure. So students are learning to construct simple sentences on detachable sentence strips. So what this really does, this establishes the that different pictures and different the things that are saying mean different things. So we're going to watch this. My turn. My turn. I want car. So once again, the child, all of these different pictures were inside of that book. So the child was knowing, so he looked and he saw a bunch of pictures, he knew what he wanted. So he was actively looking, so he was picture discriminating, and then he had a sentence. So when he handed it to the communication partner, which is a must, you have to hand it to them, he pointed to the I want car. And that, in his mind, that's creating that sentence structure. Even if he's verbally not saying it, some students will verbally say it, and some students will eventually verbally say it. Okay. All right. Our next phase, student learns how to use PECs to answer the question, so what do you want? We'll watch this. So now we're not just, we're adding to our language. And we're trying to get them to understand more words than just. Tristan, what do you want?
She's saying they don't have kids at lunch.
Okay, so the child, we were asking a question, and he went straight to his visuals, straight to his board, and he requested what he wanted in a full sentence and nice verbalization as well. So now in this phase, we introduce our question asking. Okay, not just the kid desiring something. All right, phase 6, commenting. Now this becomes more complicated because now we're not just making a simple request, we're actually having them comment on something. And now students are taught to comment in response to questions like, what do you see? What do you hear? What is it? They learn to make up sentences starting with I see, I hear, I feel. We'll watch this. What do you see? So the child is watching something and he sees something, and we're asking him what he sees. So we're asking him to comment on our question. And it's helping him a little bit. He still has to hand it to me. So he said, I see blue butterfly. So he's commenting. Okay. All right, so phase 7 and 8 really go on to the expanding. So 7 and 8 is something that usually, when we're on phase 7 or 8, we're usually transitioning to something called a core board, or we're transitioning to a device if a child is not actually using the verbalizations quite yet, but they understand so much. So we are, of course, going to transfer to a vice or a core board. In the expanding attributes in language expansion, students learn to expand their sentences by adding adjectives, verbs, prepositions, etc. Okay, so this is, and usually during this expanding phase is when we start to introduce, like I said, the device and the core board. Okay, so as I said before, like back in phase 3, I was telling the child to get it. So we can say take it here or get it. And this is correspondence checks. This is basically making sure, really confirming what they're asking for is what they're getting. So here we go. I'm going to show you a little video, and we're going to do a block. This is my own child, so I kind of took her handling it, but usually we just block and not let them get it because we don't want them getting something they're not actually asking for.
Chips. Get it.
So you see she went after the cookie and she asked for chips. So I'm not going to give her access to that cookie. And this is how we would correct. This next video is how we would correct it. So this is the 4-step error correction. So if you watch this is going to be how we would correct it. And you could just read these, very simple. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Chip. Get it. Cookie.
So I see that she's actually after that cookie, so I'm going to show her how to do that cookie again.
Cookie. My turn.
All right, I'm gonna switch it all up, start all over, and repeat the sequence.
Cookie.
Awesome. So that would be the error correction. So we never want them to have access to something that they didn't request. We want to make sure that they always, 100% of the time, always are understanding what that visual means. All right, so if you guys have any questions at all, you're welcome to email me or Miss Cook, or just email us, and just whatever you need. If you want more visuals or anything like that, just we would be more than happy to show you how to make them yourselves even, or we would be more than happy to make them for you. Okay, enjoy guys.